bad situations,
when women make their own money, the last thing they want to do is support a man. Last thing they want to do is support a man.
Believe it or not, no. When women make good money, they don't. When women make money, they don't need a man because they make enough money. They have.
Okay, repeat that sentence again.
When women make enough money, they don't really need a man.
Okay, say that one more time again.
When
women make what? What did you say? When women make money?
Enough money, they really don't need a man.
You do understand your sentence just defeated your entire argument, right?
No, it didn't. It didn't. But that's what I'm saying.
How many men have stayed in relationships where they're constantly being rejected by their partner? How many men have stayed in sexless relationships? How many men have tried to fix relationships and initiate intimacy and still get rejected? The amount of women on this app that openly acknowledge that they intentionally didn't give sex or intimacy to their husbands, but they can't understand why they're divorced is crazy to me. But these same women, now that they're single, are on the internet talking about, oh my God, I hope he doesn't introduce me to a vibe he can't maintain. Meanwhile, the vibe that they can't maintain is the fact that when they get in relationships with men, they want to start out having sex 6 times a day, but then as time goes on, it's 3 times a day, or it's way less than that, maybe once a month.
I have absolutely no interest in having with my husband at all. And I'm kind of at a point where I don't really know what to do about it because I know, while I may not need it, I know he needs it. And it's getting very challenging for me because I'm just kind of in this, please don't touch me. I don't want to be touched. And I want to have.
Of course.
But I don't.
Excellent. I imagine you're not telling a whole bunch of people that. Is that fair?
No, I think I've mentioned it to 2 girlfriends.
Okay.
One agreed with me and one was like, what are you talking about?
So I had an epiphany when my husband told me that he can't turn off his drive no matter what. It doesn't matter if he is, having a hard day, if he's tired, if the kids are going crazy, no matter what is going on, like he can't just turn it off, right? And that's the way he emotionally connects with me. And so for me to turn it off, because my day hasn't gone perfect, because I'm tired and I'm overwhelmed. Now, hear me out. It doesn't mean that it makes things easier, but it's not fair for me to say, well, my mood isn't perfect. My outfit isn't perfect. Everything didn't go as planned. I had a hard day. I'm a little tired. So you know what? I'm just going to take the one thing that's the most important thing to you, and I'm just not even going to bother with it. It's kind of being like conditional, right? And it's like, sometimes I think we're so hard on our spouses because we want them to perform and act and be perfect. And then we'll, show them our best. We want to be treated with love on those hard days. We need extra comfort. We need extra comfort in things. I think they need the same thing.
He said he will only marry me if we get a prenup. Then you know what to do, girl. Go visit your doctor. Get you some prescriptions. Get you some mind-altering prescriptions and take them on that day. And have your receipts from the pharmacy. Have your visit to the doctor. And film yourself on Instagram taking your meds. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Make sure the date is seen as well. That is posted. Then the contract will be null and void. There you go.
Oh my God. Just don't get married, yeah? Because this is crazy.
Okay, how can you convince your husband to let you stay home? Quit your job. Sprinkle, sprinkle. That's how. I got fired and I'm getting harassed at work. I ain't going back. I'm staying home. Take care of me. That's it. That's all you gotta say. I'm getting harassed at work. I ain't going back. You gotta take care of me. I'm going home. I'm traumatized. Can't do it no more.
You better find the next job.
There you go. Just lie.
Just lie.
There is no discussion. If when you decide it for yourself, there is no discussion. You just gonna do it.
Easy peasy, eh? And other people supposed to just...
He said, ladies, lie about your body count. Don't even answer the question about no body count. That's stupid. If a man is asking you that question, he's broke or stupid or low class. Real men don't ask that question. No one has ever asked me that question in my entire life. No man has ever asked me that question except the Dusties in the comments. Okay. So if you answer that question, you are lowering yourself. Don't even answer the question. Just laugh.
She's talking to women who has a body count of 150. Just don't get married because now they have this trick where you can go take pills and then tell the judge that you were on medication that day. The that they come up with is ridiculous.
To the women who liked to date men.
Looks can be deceiving. Viewer discretion is advised.
And only women who like to date men only. This message is for you. My rent is $6,000. My nails, $150. My hair, $300 minimum. So I pay for all this myself. I do not expect a man to take care of this for me because he is my partner, not my father.
Now, if you were to ask me, I don't see anything wrong with the stance that this woman took in her video. She is 100% right. He's your partner, not your father. So expecting him to do the things that your father did for you as a young girl wouldn't make any sense, because that would in turn prompt him to expect the things that his mom did for him as a young boy. And I'm sure a lot of y'all don't want to go down that road.
All right? I think the men have left now. Ladies, when a man invites you over to his apartment or his house for the first time, please rob him.
Remember earlier in the video when I told y'all looks could be deceiving? Yeah, I gotta be careful out here in these streets. I told y'all, this kind of stuff to the untrained eye looks so relatable. It looks so innocent. It's like, oh man, she's pushing out a good message, until she's not. Her message is, if a man invites you to his house on a first link up, rob him. Not decline his offer, not refuse his polite gesture, just rob him. That's her advice. And the immediate downside to all of this is, all those women that take this advice are not going to make it out alive. And before you know it, Channel 7 News today, young woman meets a man on Hinge or something like that, and he blows her head off. Now, a lot of y'all are going to be up in arms about how men hate women, but none of y'all are going to address the fact that she was trying to rob that man, or she did rob that man. There is no way you want me to believe that women that give out advice like this actually care about women. This is some of the most dangerous you can ever do, especially on a first interaction. You don't know who the you're dealing with.
Please understand that this man wants you to rob him. All right? Go and take whatever is the most valuable thing that you can see in his place while he's going to the bathroom. If you don't think you can gather cash, jewelry, or any other valuables in 5 minutes or less, then go ahead and go into his wallet, take a cute little picture of the front and back of his credit card, and then leave before he comes out of the bathroom. And then make sure you block him. Because listen, if that man really was smart, he would have never invited a complete stranger into his house the first time he's meeting her.
Now, there is a part of this video that I actually do agree with. It is not very smart to invite a complete stranger to your spot, especially on the first link up. It's not. However, that does not trump the advice that this woman is giving. She's giving this advice like there's no consequences to it. Like, it can't happen. Like, he can't contact the authorities and they follow up and find you. Or if he takes matters into his own hands and finds you himself, then what? Men can't be as dangerous as y'all say they are. Because there's no way you think men are dangerous and you're willing to play with them in this manner. Ladies, despite your fellow woman giving you such horrible advice, here I am to provide some light in your darkness. If you meet a man and he's willing and ready to invite you over to his spot on the first link up and you're not comfortable, just don't go. If you are not in fact willing and ready to connect with this man on an intimate level, do not go to his spot. And even with all that I just said, I know y'all ain't gonna listen to shit I'm saying, because I'm just a normal guy. Yeah, keep the change.
The greatest threat to women is men. If men as a group were inherently harmful, then there would be no men defending women from other men.
Yeah, you know, like,
have you heard of a
men get a lot of flack, but I think when it comes to acts of bravery, acts of heroism, men are very much overrepresented there. When you see some like natural disaster, you look at the flooding that happened in Texas, it's a man carrying some old grandma. It's a man going into the rushing waters and grabbing a dog, or a man saving kids, or a man saving women. You need to balance your like, men are so horrible in all these ways. What about male bravery? What about male courage? What about I don't know why you're lying. Like almost all the vast majority of acts of bravery and courage and life-saving and emergency saving, it's men. Where's the gratitude there? What about just the plumbers? I mean, literally, no pun intended, would hit the fan if we didn't have people, it's almost men, who do the dirty, dangerous, gross, hazardous jobs. When it's snowstorming and there's a catastrophic breakdown in the power grid failure or utility pole collapses or whatever, it's not some 5'2" woman going out at 3 a.m. in the snow, in the rain, in the hazard. It's a man who's going to get that back on. And there's a complete lack of gratefulness for the sacrifices men make and how men really, you don't like to hear it. I get it. You don't like to hear it.
What kind of car is this? Is this like a Toyota model or?
Audi A4.
Is this one of like the oldest models?
I mean, yeah, it's like an A4.
Oh,
Still really expensive though.
Yeah, I've never heard of it. The girls that I was with in the past, they had like a BMW with like 4 rims. What happened over here? You hit something?
I guess, yeah. So do you want to get in the car? Or?
I mean, where are we going?
I mean, we can go back to my place or yours and hang out.
I knew it. This whole time you just wanted me to get back to your place so you could sleep with me.
What?
I'm just some to you. I'm just community.
No.
You just want to sleep with me.
No, I don't want to sleep. We don't have to sleep together.
We ate at Chili's and now you want to me.
No, I want to hang out with you.
I'm sure you say that to everybody. You just want to hang out. You want my
I cleared my whole schedule for you. Like, what did you want to do?
Yo, there's a skating rink.
Well, I don't want to do that.
Bowling?
Girl, do I look like I could bowl? Be for real, bowling? I thought you had a whole plan for today.
I don't know. I'm sorry. Is there anything like you want to do in particular?
You're asking me what I want to do on our date that you're supposed to plan. Be for real.
You just want to fuck me. You just want me for my... I'm a slab of meat.
Of course not. You know what I'm saying? No, of course not. Stop. Chill out. Let's just get into the car and then we can just hang out and figure out what we're doing, okay? Come on.
And here's the issue, and it's really the reason a lot of times men just completely check out of dating. Men won't commit because women will get online and say stupid stuff, wild statements about, well, I'm really not that attracted to him anymore, and I just don't, I just don't want to sleep with him anymore. And men are just supposed to accept that. Well, you can't put your hands on me. You respect my space. If you loved me, you would. Okay, well, since you're talking about if you love me, you would. If you love me, you would. But I guess it don't go like that. And so men, once again, they just have to suffer. I'm still going to work. I'm still paying the bills. I'm still being a good father. I'm still showing up as a good husband. But I don't get the benefits of it. I don't get the reward. I mean, yeah, I love my kids. I get the benefits of seeing my kids grow and all that other stuff. I get the benefits of going to work and see all of my labor and my fruits and stuff like that in terms of that. But I don't have any love. I don't get love at the house. And that's me. I would have gotten married if I didn't want to be in love. And I don't get that. And so that's a major thing that's missing from my relationship. And she's like, well, I don't know what to do. Suck it up. Suck it up, dang.
Some people say, if you don't have money, a woman will not love you. You don't know women. When you have a lot of money, she doesn't need the money. She now needs attention. When you have a lot of attention, you don't have money. The woman doesn't need the attention. She needs the money. When you have both the attention and the money, the woman doesn't need attention and money. She needs a bad boy. When you are a bad boy, the woman doesn't need a bad boy. He needs a church boy that is holy. If you're a church boy that is holy, he needs a church boy with a little bit of twerk of bad boy.
Men are always going to gain so much more from their relationships with women than women are going to gain from their relationships with men. And you can argue, oh, like, what if he does this for you, or he's handy, or, you can hire someone. Like, there's just the mental energy that women give to men. It's
Shorty said that men gain more from being friends with women than women gain from being friends with men. And then she said, he gave the example of like, what if he's handy? What if he helps you with this, that, and third, da, 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 da. She said because women give more mental power, more mental energy in being friends with men. I'm sorry. Have you ever been friends with a woman before? A woman will come to you about her problems, right? And then you'll give her a solution to said problem, right? She won't listen to the solution, but she'll still complain about it. She will always be in a crisis, but never do anything to solve said crisis. You don't think that's mentally taxing? Mind you, this isn't even just a perspective of a man being friends with a woman. I've heard women who are friends with women say this as well. What mental toll does it take on you to be friends with a man? Because men, this is so stupid. This is so stupid. A man might come to you because you're a woman and vent to you more than he would his male friends. But even in that, he's still looking for a solution, right? Your female friends are going to vent to you and not look for a solution. What have I gained from women being my friends? Not saying that like me being friends with men, I've gained so much. I'm just saying like, what have I gained from being friends with women? Honestly, the only people I've ever fallen off with on a friendship basis is women. Like those are like, I think I've fallen off with one dude who was a friend of mine, one guy in my whole life, one guy. Like we had an actual falling out. But with women, there's always a falling out. Women rarely have best friends that last longer than 5 years. That's why when you ask a man, who's your best friend and when'd you meet him? They'll say something like kindergarten, middle school. You ask a woman, hey, who's your best friend? Oh, I met her in college. How old are you? I'm 24. So like last year, y'all just be saying nonsense, bro.
Okay, guys, I want to talk to you really quick because obviously my name keeps getting brought up by either women or men. Lately, it's these red pill guys because I said my money, or what did I say? His money is our money and my money is my money, which is a common saying, whatever. I'm not even going to elaborate because I don't care to explain myself to them. But what I will say is, if you're not going to be a man for women, like if you're going to say, oh, women should do this for us and we're the prize and blah, 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 at least be a man for yourselves. And what I mean by that is, so I just want to feel like you guys are doing, whether it's Andrew Tate or the red pill podcast guys, like when they tell you something, when they ask you to jump, you say how high. You're still not a man either way. Do you see what I'm saying? Like you're still a little beta boy doing whatever these men tell you. Why are you mad at us? Why are you mad if me and my husband are cool with each other, if we both make jokes at each other's expense?
We're the trust fund baddie community. We're not red pill related. Why is it that every single time that we call out women on their BS, all of a sudden you become a red pillar? We're not misogynists. We love women. We just hate poor and entitled women. And you, madam, are extremely entitled. There is nothing you was joking about when you said his money is your money. You clearly know what you said. You also expounded on what you said, so just stand on business. Don't try to retract it. This has nothing to do with hating women. This has everything to do with not dealing with entitled women like you, who think just because you look the way you think you look, that's enough. It's not enough. Yes, we are the prize. Yes, your husband is the prize. I don't got nothing against him. I personally support him. But you, on the other hand, you're an op. You're literally his op in 4K. He's just too soft to realize that. And I was doing a little research. They're saying that you're his first everything. You know you got that boy trapped in the cage. It's okay. We see it. But it's okay for us to also call it out. No one is trying to cancel you. All we're trying to do is show your true colors of who you are. We don't want to cancel you. We just want to truly reveal who you are to the world because there's so many women just like you hiding in the shadows and trying to portray themselves as good, high value women. You're not. You're literally leeching off your husband. We see that in 4K and we're going to mention that every single time. So when you pick up that mic, speak accordingly. If not, you will hear from us again.
There's never a dull moment when women consistently prove my point when I say that they are way more than men in regards to how they employ multiple tactics to try to destroy another woman or in some cases another man.
Women hate women, and I'll forever say that, okay? They're only girls when it benefits them or when they're supporting stupidity, but truly or deep down, they hate women. The moment you start disagreeing with them, they will find ways and means to tear you down, to hurt you in however way that they can.
For example, a girl with the septum ring, her sycophants leaving a negative review on my business page, So riddle me this, Batman. What is your point and your purpose of doing that? For me to go out of business? For me to fire my employees so they can't work and they can't provide for their family? For me to no longer be able to provide for my family and to be homeless? Because when y'all try to cancel people, y'all do it in such an extreme that it's like it makes you feel good. And this is why I say people who make being a victim an entire personality and identity are hurt people always hurt people. And y'all prove my point every day with this entire situation.
No matter how many times you come on my page, you black, to be specific, come on my page, talk about how much you don't like my hair, talk about my teeth, talk about everything about me. I still show up looking the exact same every time. Wanna know why? Because I'm not like you weird. You will sit up here and a man will say, oh, we don't like them lace fronts. We don't like them 6-inch nails that y'all wear. Y'all like, we don't care what a like because I do it for me and my. Can we be honest? Let's be honest. All right. Because otherwise you would be like, oh yeah, if a man's telling me he doesn't like these things, obviously I want to be married to a man, right? But no, you want to be married to women. That's why you hype up what women say over what men say. Because there ain't no way a woman gonna talk me into wearing no straight lace front. Because why? If men are saying they like my hair curly, if men are saying, oh, we like natural women, why would I do the exact opposite of what I likes about me? It does not make sense. It makes no sense. And then black women, you like to over-sexualize yourselves and then get mad when people give you attention and wonder why you're not married. Baby, like that's what you're giving out. You're twerking online, you're drinking, you're acting and you're expecting to be somebody's wife? Absolutely not. And y'all made it 100% clear that y'all not breastfeeding. Whatever black women got against breastfeeding needs to be studied mentally, because at the end of the day, I breastfed all 3 of my kids for a year, and the black women were the main ones being like, I would never, oh girl, I would never, oh I want to go party, or oh girl, that's nasty. How was that nasty? Like, where else did y'all think that the babies were eating from back in the day? But only black women think like that. Black women have the lowest rates of breastfeeding in the world. And it kind of goes hand in hand with the lowest rates of marriage in the world. And I know you're going to be like, oh, you're not even married anymore. Legally, I am. So I can still speak up on it. But like I said, it's given over-sexualized, and it's given ignorant.
So another reason why women get ghosted is they don't understand that after sex happens, the onus of the effort shifts to them.
To the women.
To the women.
Interesting.
Perhaps you've heard this said, that men are the gatekeepers of commitment and women are the gatekeepers of sex.
I heard that in the book, yeah.
But in modern dating, where sex precedes commitment, then we just come up against the women's gatekeeping first. And this isn't even really about men and women. It's about who's like on the outside and who has the power to let them in. So women have the power to let men in, and this happens before commitment these days. So the man's going to be making the effort. He's running offense. She's running defense.
At first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes women think, because they get kind of anchored there, that after this happens, that he's just going to keep trying or keep escalating. And it's like, no, sweetie, you have to make the effort. You didn't just hand over to every man that desires it from you. Why is that man going to hand over a commitment just because you want it? You have to go get it. Now you are on offense. He's on defense, and he can let you in or not. And so a lot of women don't try. They don't make the effort. And they also often don't know what to do. They don't know how to secure a man's commitment.
You know, and you just have to laugh at the pastor. I think the Nigerian pastor, when he was talking about women and what they need, and he was going through all of the different phrases or the phases and stuff like that. If you're a church boy, now she needs a bad boy, and if you're a bad boy, now she needs a bad boy with these credentials and qualifications. And it's just foolishness over and over and over again. It's just a game. And modern women think it's okay because, oh man, this is cute. I mean, yeah, it's okay for me to do this because you know, I'm the prize. And that's really the thing. Modern women, they know what they're doing. They understand what they're doing is foolishness. It's foolishness, and they're continuing to do it over and over again. We can't even get to accountability because they know what they're doing. I know I'm acting stupid. I know I'm not supposed to be doing this, but I can get away with it because I'm the prize. All I got to do is show a little skin, and the boys will fall all over me, and I get away with whatever I'm doing. I was just listening to a clip where the woman, it was comedy. She was making fun, but the point behind it was serious. And they were talking about her chest, and she was like, oh, you know, you thought these, because my chest is big, then you thought these were for having a baby and feeding the baby. No, these are get out of jail free things. These are you know, go to court and get out of trouble free. These are going to the restaurant and getting a date free or getting some drinks free. So they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. It's just, and when you ask them to take accountability, that's their secret weapon.
I seen a post that said, now women care about men's mental health. No, we don't. No, we don't. Who said that?
Good women. That's who said that. You know, those that actually care about others other than themselves.
I'll be the bad guy. I'm here to tell you the truth. You're not fighting mental health. You're fighting accountability.
Well, if anyone would know what fighting accountability is like, that would be some women out there. But I wonder exactly what they mean.
You're fighting the things that you did in the past that you don't want to own up to. You're fighting the voices in your head that your mama put there ever since you was a little boy, trying to enable you your whole life. Now you got to face it in the real world.
And this is what we would call victim blaming, saying that all their mental health problems are essentially their own fault.
I'm going to tell you the truth. Stop it. You're faking it.
Oh dear. So they've actually gone from blaming the victim for their own mental health problems to actually denying that those mental health problems for thousands, if not millions of men actually exist. How charming.
Stop it. You're not fighting demons. You're fighting yourself. You're fighting your own consequences. Please.
Unfortunately, as we have just seen, there are a lot of very misguided individuals out there that really don't understand a thing about mental health, and it shows.
You ever notice when a man has a beautiful, gorgeous woman on his arm, suddenly all the other women start paying a lot of attention to him, right? And now he's out there thinking he's turned into some sort of Greek god. And no, she's dating for personality this time. Poor guys like, everybody's checking me out. I'm so hot. No, sweetie, sit down. They don't want you. I hate to break it to you. They want to compete with her. Because listen, women are natural strategists. When we see a man with a confident, gorgeous woman on his arm, part of us goes like, what's so special about that guy? Is he loaded? Like, why did she choose him? What is he, right? And that's not attraction. It is curiosity mixed with a little competition. Because half the time, when another woman is flirting with a man, knowing that he's full-blown taken, she's not even really into him. She is just testing that woman. She wants to see if she can take what another woman has, just to prove that she simply could, okay? Ariana Grande. Ariana Grande. Okay. It's not about love or even attraction at all. It's purely about ego. But the problem is that most of these men, they misread that. And then all of a sudden they think that they're so irresistible that they've unlocked some sort of God mode and they can have whatever woman that they want, right? No, honey, she just wanted to hold the trophy somebody else had for validation. Now, here's where guys fumble. They really start believing the hype. They start chasing the illusion of something bigger and better out there, and they end up losing the real woman that they had, the one who actually made them glow up in the first place. So here's a little reminder for the men. When another woman's flirting with you, knowing that you're in a relationship, they're not chasing you, honey. They are challenging her. And the second that you forget that, you're going to lose both of them. So yeah, hot. You're super hot. But she's the reason that that woman noticed you in the first place.
They're doing both. They're chasing the guy and they're trying to be in this competition with the woman he's with.
The smugness disappears real quick.
You made a comment earlier, women are better in every way than men. And the question that I would have is, I'm sorry, you said something about...
I didn't say anything close to that. The men versus women thing, I think it's silly. I think these traits, human traits, are human traits. Some were nurtured more in this person, some were nurtured. Like my dad being a stay-at-home dad, he was much better mother than my mother was. I am so sorry, Mom, if you see this. But he just was. He was a better mom than she was. And sometimes that's the case. Forget the gender role stuff and these are all human traits. You either are a gentle, nurturing, organized person who wants to take care of a kid or you're not.
I will say not every woman is a mother. Right. But I would just say this. Find me the society of women that are doing it by themselves.
I would love to see it.
Exactly. It doesn't exist.
Why though?
Because we are not able to sustain it. We live in a safe, civil society because the men have made an agreement amongst themselves to not blow it all up.
One of the weirdest and most humbling experiences as a man is realizing that women actually don't give a about you at all. Now, are there women out there who genuinely get into relationships because they genuinely fall in love with you and what you can provide, because that's all they give a about? There are literally like 0.01% of women out there who actually get into a relationship with you for you, who you are as a person. It's all about what being with you says to them about themselves and their value. And that's why so many women fall out of love with their man inside of the relationships or get divorced from their man when they're in marriages. It's because when you get soft, when you get comfortable as a man and you start to open yourself up, you start to let your guard down, you're not being as mysterious, you're telling her everything about yourself. She starts to lose interest in you because now to her, she's seeing you at your worst and not just at your best. And she's like, I can't do it. I don't like what he is now. Right now, I was just at the mall and I saw a dude who was with a woman who was pretty fat. And I saw multiple situations like this, dudes who were with fat women. And in my mind, I'm not judging at all. I'm like, bruh, do what you want to do. But it was interesting to me where I'm like, that man actually loves that woman. Like, even though we all see that she's fat, in his mind, he looks at the person that she used to be and is like, bruh, there's some kind of part of that that's still inside of her. There are so many men out there who are in relationships and marriages with women who were previously skinny and gotten fat because they always gave a about the woman and not who she was on the outside. But let a man go broke, let a man get fat, let a man get comfortable, let a man get soft, she's leaving. It's because she never gave a about who you were as a person. It's who you were portraying yourself to be. It's who you were on the outside. And once you can understand that a relationship is all about a woman's ego, you start to know how to play it, so then you always keep her around.
Hey, he invited me for a cup of coffee. I know through other men who are teaching women how to invest in themselves and find a partner who actually wants to go out with them and get to know them, has told me this is very low value. I have to decline this because this person doesn't value me and probably goes out with a bunch of other people for coffee, and I want someone who's making an investment up front and shows me that they care and put some thought into this date.
When it's women that are making TikToks and Instagrams over and over again, disrespecting men, saying they cheated on their boyfriend, man-hating, saying I'm entitled to this and that, who is surprised that men are now given pause and saying, I don't know if I want to shell out cash on date one?
Until you understand that women are literally children, you're not going to do very well with women. If you are taking women seriously and you are engaging with her as if she is your equal, she's going to get you. You're going to get cooked. This starts from a very young age. They learn that they can do anything and get away with anything because their father is likely castrated and not allowed to discipline her. They don't even learn right from wrong. For example, instead of taking accountability, a woman will cry, argue, turn red, faint, lose her keys, lose her purse, call her ex, call her mother, kick the dog, run away, get a flat tire, go to jail. She will do all of this before she says, you know what, I was wrong, I'm sorry. Because that would be maturity. And women, like I said, are literally children.
Women who want men to share more, to open up. Don't interrupt him. When he pauses, count to 30. Most men will come in at about 18, unless you're asking about feelings. Could be 3 days. Don't ever ask a question that isn't worth waiting for the answer. And women start waiting for the answer. And lo and behold, men start talking, which is amazing. He's opening up. Then they have a new complaint. Well, I listened to him for an hour and a half, and then he didn't listen to me. Men show appreciation by take and use. You know they appreciate the listening because they're talking. They know they appreciate the sandwich because they ate it. Women show appreciation by direct reciprocity. I listened to you for 27 minutes. Now you listen to me for 27 minutes. And women are profoundly aware of this. The men will open up and then they'll complain, but they're not listening to me. Well, that's a whole other thing. Get listened to by a man. He's not going to do it in return. He's not built that way.
Do women create life or do women carry life?
We do both.
I mean, doesn't it take two people?
It does. However, if you have an island with 12 men and 1 woman, you would have a thriving society. However, if you have, 12 women and 1 man, you would only have a limited society and it would not grow on from here on out. For 100 years, you would not have anything.
But don't men create more life since they can get more women pregnant?
No, because if you have 1 man and 12 women, you have a thriving society because women create the life.
I have to say men are actually listening. They are actually listening. It's just you can't sit and talk all day and have your problem solved. Does that make sense? It's listening. Does that make sense? At some point in time, it's going to come to you. Okay, well, just listen to me. Listen to me. Sometimes you kind of have a low tactics, you kind of have to respond. Sometimes, okay, and you'll see some people going right. Sometimes, when you're I can't get my target. Sister, I don't myself. Shut up, look around, I need to get some coffee. All the things that you can do, don't have any use, I can take all.
So are you saying
Yeah.
that pretty privileged women are weak?
Most of them, yes.
Mm.
Most of them. That's why when you hear the baddie buzzword, most baddies are because all they have to offer is their body. It's weak. It's an easy way to do life, but it's a weak way to do life. And I don't feel bad for saying it. It's just the truth. And no shots fired. Look, do you, boo? Get it how you live it. I'm not here to judge you. Live your life. However, it's the weak way. It's the easy way. It's not the narrow road. Not taking into account, I don't think that they're taking into account the spiritual warfare that actually starts happening, the way that they have to battle that spiritual demon, which is very expensive. Can't afford it. But I think that when you're really beautiful, you're lazy.
How do you feel about the women out there feeling like their man gotta make 6 figures?
You know why they feel like they have to make 6 figures?
Why you
Because
say?
they ain't making it. And they want a man to take care of them. They want somebody to play captain and come save them. And some of these men want to come play captain and go save them hoes. But you can't save a hoe. Believe that. Because see, a real woman gonna go out there, she don't need a to make no 6 figures because she out there making it herself. Okay? Because see, if you want something, you don't have to get no approval from no man to get it. You should be able to go out there. If you think it, you want it, you should be able to go get it. Just like that.
Bravo, absolutely smart, king move. I can go on and on because it's almost as if men can have standards and they can actually have a problem with something that a woman might be doing in her life. And by the way, why did you leave him to figure that out? That should be something that is outwardly given as information because you should assume that most men would absolutely have a problem with this. Am I right, guys?
Yeah, when it comes to the whole believe all women thing, unless the guy comes out and confesses that he did whatever is alleged to have been done, I'm assuming most men are going to say, I did not do that. So if we say believe all women, that smuggles in disbelieve men.
And it can mean that we have situations where people lie on it, and that's terrible. But it's
as a call taker, it happens a lot.
There should
Women
be
blame men for
consequences.
things that men never did to them. But oh, he ghosted me. Oh, he dumped me. I've encountered way more false accusations than I have. It's a real call.
Really? How long have you been doing?
I dispatched for about 15 years.
But so for that 15 years that you were a 911 operator, you're saying that the majority of the calls you got where a woman was alleging that she had been essayed.
In calls where women alleged there were more of the false calls than the real calls. Yes.
Do not be pushy with women. The problem is that when you tell men don't be pushy with women, the guys who really need to feel a little bit more confident around women take that to heart. And the guys that were blowing through boundaries already just disregard it. You have advice hyper responders, right? You have the people whose fears are confirmed by headlines and worries. And they're the ones who probably could have done with, no, dude, you can go and say hello to her. Like, she'd really love to hear from you. But he's heard, do not be pushy with women, and thought, I knew I was too much. I knew that women didn't want to hear from me. Meanwhile, the guys who were coercive, who were blowing through boundaries already, they disregard the warnings and the concern. The goal of Me Too, from a relational standpoint, and I do think it was important to call powerful men to account for using position and coerciveness and incentive in a way that was not virtuous in order to get access.
Oh, I agree completely.
The goal of Me Too was to sanitize the toxic elements of male behavior, and instead it ended up sterilizing most of them.
Men and boys, this one is for you. This is Everyday Etiquette number 107. Chivalry is not, it belongs to men and to boys, even the younger boys. What I want to give you is a little bit of etiquette on when a woman is approaching a table. This is something that I've seen the older generation still do, and I absolutely love. But boys, men, when a woman is approaching a table, whether she's returning to the table or approaching for the first time, it is etiquette for the man to stand up as she approaches the table and wait until she sits down. If you're standing next to the seat where she's going to be sitting in, pull that seat out and let her sit down. Get behind it and help her push her chair in. When you do that, you're displaying the very beautiful trait of a gentleman. Now, ladies, I'm going to speak to you for a minute. If a gentleman wants to stand up and greet you with honor as you're approaching a table, let him. If he tries to help you with his chair, let him. If he tries to open the door for you, let him. I've heard so many young girls say, I don't need help. I can open my own door. Or I don't need help. I can pull out my own chair. Well, guess what? We know you can. If you want a man to treat you like a queen, you got to first allow him to be the king. So let him show you some chivalry. Let him express the qualities of a gentleman and receive it with class, like the classy lady that I know that you are. And boys, gentlemen, make sure and stand up and show some honor to that girl or that lady who's approaching the table, because that's what great people do. I'm a married man that understands the risk of men trying to get married. I'm going to say marriage isn't for everybody. I'm the type that's going to advocate for the women and say, I actually think you need to be at a certain dollar amount in dealing with today's women. As an example, the woman under 40 that you see today is not the 40-year-old version of your mother or your grandma. Between social media, between OnlyFans, between the liberation movement, etc., these women have been conditioned to be addicted to dopamine spikes. What it's done is the version of what women in the West are now. Their hypergamous nature is to a level no other women that's ever existed collectively have ever done. They're demanding things that no women have, that in mass have ever demanded from a collective of men. They're asking for more than ever before. They cannot be content. They're taking this mindset into a marriage, into a relationship, in the dating market. They're not getting the desired outcome, and they've been convinced that the problem is just and primarily the men.
The hardest marriages for women to leave are often when they are married to husbands who are good guy presenting. And I want to explain this to you because these husbands, they don't yell, right? They don't cheat. They don't disappear. They show up when they're supposed to. They will help if you tell them exactly what to do, when to do it, how to do it every single time, right? They're not necessarily they're not really chaotic. They're not necessarily scary and having, huge outbursts. They're literally just there. And I think for so many women, this is what makes it so hard to name and so hard to leave, because nothing is technically wrong, right? But nothing is deeply right either. Like, he doesn't proactively make your life easier. He doesn't anticipate your needs. He doesn't carry the mental labor with you. He just sits there waiting for instructions, like a puppy dog waiting for a command, right? And when you're exhausted and you're resentful and you're already drowning, this will make you feel like you're crazy, because you have friends whose husbands are way worse than that. You've seen the horror stories. You've seen the TikToks. You know that worse guys out there exist. And your husband isn't necessarily like that. He's a good guy, right? But good guy presenting isn't the same as being an engaged and invested and a participative partner. Bare minimum behavior wrapped in politeness is still bare minimum. And what makes it so draining is that you can't point to one big thing. It's not like one big thing happened in your marriage. It's literally by 1,000 paper cuts. It's that you're not considered without asking. You're never relieved from your duties without delegating to him first. You're never being prioritized without being prompted or reminded. And then you start wondering if you're crazy. You start wondering if you're asking for too much, wondering if you're just too hard to please, if you'll never be happy. But you're not asking for too much. You're not too hard to please. You are literally asking for partnership, but you're getting this passive participation and you're being expected to tolerate it because it could always be worse.
Look in the mirror and just hear what you're saying, because the dumb hurts, honey.
I love it when men use this argument that they're basically saying, like, men are only good for physical labor. They don't understand that, number one, many women are handy. And number two, whatever we're not able to take care of, we can hire someone. There's many services out there. Whatever it is that needs to be done, we can hire someone.
You look at a construction site and 9 out of 10 of them are women. Be realistic. This women are handy stuff is just like, come on, honey. But she says, oh, we can just hire someone. We can just hire someone. And you know who you hire? You hire another man. So drop your I don't need a man bullshit, because you do need a man.
So I think that a lot of women be thinking that they be doing men favors, right? So have you ever heard a woman say, oh yeah, girl, I just settled for him. He wasn't even my type. Let me tell you something about men. Men don't want y'all favors, right? And the worst thing that you can do to a man that they just really don't like is sit up there and act like you settled for this man. Because the man coming in your life and making your life better by helping to pay bills, by being there for you emotionally, by supporting you, all these things that you expect a man to do, he's also adding value to your life. So how dare you say that, oh, I just settled for him? No, leave him alone. Let him find a woman that will value him, and then you go be with somebody else that may be settling for you. Let's talk about it. I need y'all to get yourselves together.
And you know, it's funny that you had the comment or the clip from Ask a Brother podcast come on right before the woman is talking about why is it so hard to leave the quote unquote good guy husband, and she start detailing stuff that honestly and truly, and this is what I'm saying, modern women, they try to make men the bad guy. They continue over and over again to try to make the man the enemy, and he's not actually the enemy at all. It's you. You're the enemy of yourself. You're the problem. But you can't tell modern women like that because their therapist told them that they're okay. Their therapist told them to say these positive affirmations, love yourself, romanticize your life, take care of yourself, and all this other nonsense. And it's nothing but BS. They lie to you. Get a new therapist.